to say to the world, Florida? I'm having a great year.
Lorie France established the Everyday Heroes Foundation, which was supposed to help children in need. That was established in Arizona under Erika's mother's name, Lorie France.
Investigators say Erika Kirk's own mother, Lorie France, allegedly sits on Superfeet's board. Researchers claim every one of these platforms was developed by Superfeet Technologies, an obscure for-profit company with global ties so murky that even its investors are hard to trace. Maybe it's no coincidence at all.
The Erika Kirk rabbit hole just keeps getting deeper and darker. And once again, all roads lead to Romania. But this time, it's Erika's mom, Lorie France, who's getting exposed online for some seriously shady stuff from her past. Candace Owens has dropped a massive spreadsheet exposing ties between Erika Kirk's Romanian orphanage and military personnel she worked with who were accused of some heinous crimes against Romanian girls. But while all eyes have been on Erika, it's starting to look like the real puppet master might actually be her mother, Lorie France. A lot of people now believe Lorie was pulling the strings the whole time, including arranging Erika's marriage with Charlie, which many believe was a straight-up honeypot operation. And when you dig into Lorie's background, it gets even stranger. She's got deep military connections and a history of lying about her identity. So yeah, this is definitely not your average mom we're talking about here.
Especially from the standpoint of she was getting involved with the government, so Homeland Security and Department of Defense.
For some reason, confirming the identity of Erika Kirk's parents has been surprisingly messy, with different stories floating around and nothing lining up cleanly. But if her mother really is Lorie France from Scottsdale, Arizona, then that opens up a whole other can of worms. Because Lorie has a long and documented history tied to the US government. Lorie is CEO of E3 Tech Group, which absorbed or spun off from her other ventures, G-Tech and AZ-Tech International. The companies have heavy Department of Defense and Department of Homeland Security ties, and they specialize in military tech and AI defense. So think secure networks, intel ops, and drone-related systems. But here's the smoking gun. As reported by Stu Peters, there seems to be a connection between Lorie's companies and Fort Huachuca. Fort Huachuca is known for training drone pilots and running intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance operations. And that's why it keeps coming up in the Charlie Kirk assassination theories.
Now that Fort Huachuca has entered the conversation, all of a sudden we've learned that it's not such a stranger. Fort Huachuca and Cochise County, Arizona are directly linked to Erika Kirk through her mother, Lorie France, and her defense contracting firm, E3 Tech, because it peddles EMP-proof technology to the military that can only be tested at Fort Huachuca. It's the reason why Erika Kirk and her mom moved to Arizona in the first place, because Lorie France had to be in close proximity to her work at Fort Huachuca.
Now remember that whistleblower Mitch Snow told Candace Owens he saw Erika, Brian Harpole, and others at the base on September 8th and 9th, which is what put Fort Huachuca on people's radar in the first place. But here's where it gets deeper. According to some new reports going viral on social media, Arizona State Senator David Farnsworth assisted Erika's mom with what is being called Blackout Wars initiatives. Now, here's what this means. So Lorie's companies specialize in EMP protection technology. This technology is anything designed to keep electronics working or recover quickly after an electromagnetic pulse event. And for years now, governments and defense institutions have been fear-mongering about the EMP threat. Why? Because an EMP attack would be invisible, technical, hard for the public to verify, and catastrophic in theory. This means it can easily be invoked to justify surveillance, emergency powers, military spending, and infrastructure control without needing to show clear evidence of an attack. And that's what Erika's mom is involved in. In fact, a decade-old documentary about EMP attacks and grid vulnerability just resurfaced, where Erika is seen talking about the threat and basically promoting her mom's EMP protection technology.
We have 5 major threats that make our grid extremely vulnerable that we've presented to congressional officials. 1 being cyber, 2 being hackers, 3 being physical threats, 4th one is solar EMP, and the 5th one is man-made EMP. So the concern that we have is that we put out this critical information, and when we go over this risk analysis, They hear what we're saying, but they don't want to take action.
Lorie France also co-authored a publication titled Blackout Wars: State Initiatives to Achieve Preparedness Against an Electromagnetic Pulse Catastrophe. But her ties to the military go even deeper. Lorie owns E3 Tech Group, which provides solutions when dealing with natural man-made disasters, electromagnetic pulse, and malicious cyber attacks. Well, according to one researcher on Reddit, E3 Tech Group was awarded the Joint Service Achievement Medal for classified operations during Operation Enduring Freedom and Operation Iraqi Freedom. So yeah, it looks like people have been too busy focusing on Erika, who is probably just a puppet in all this, while ignoring the real puppet master, Lorie. Now remember how we mentioned Arizona State Senator David Farnsworth? Well, he's obsessed with EMPs and so-called blackout wars, and he reportedly lobbied Arizona with Lorie France for grid defense contracts. But there's an even darker connection here. This video just surfaced showing Senator Farnsworth talking about the problem of missing children in Arizona, and this seems to be another topic he's passionate about.
Be about missing children, but the language wasn't ready, and so it ended up 1013. But what's happening to our children? This information comes from the report August 31st, and we've shared some of this in the past. 1,049 removals of children in August 2019 from their homes. Let that number sink in for a minute. I've seen it as low as 800. This is the highest I've seen it. It fluctuates, but that's a big number. And this is more alarming to me, that 1% of the children never go home.
Now here's what the official website of the Arizona legislature says about Senator Farnsworth. Farnsworth loves to read. He has read his favorite book, the Book of Mormon, in 5 languages, and began 2025 reading it in yet another challenging tongue, Romanian, which is the oldest spoken language in Europe. Now you can probably guess why this is raising all types of red flags. That's right, Romania. So Candace Owens finally addressed this whole controversy around Erika's charity, Romanian Angels, and she pointed out that Erika and her mom worked closely with a U.S. Army colonel who was accused of running a brothel in Romania.
Lorie France established the Everyday Heroes Foundation, which was supposed to help children in need. That was established in Arizona under Erika's mother's name, Lorie France. What they decided to do, as charities do, is that they developed certain projects and certain missions, and what spun out from Lorie's charity was the Romanian Angels Project. And they got this deal with the military. They worked with the military in Romania to help orphans, okay? Now, it is a fact that they worked with, at that time, Colonel Otto Buscher. Colonel Otto Buscher was then accused of running a brothel with young children, taking them onto the military base for himself, his needs. A woman filed in Romania and said, this is what's actually happening. These children are going onto the base and they're being prostituted to military men.
And this is the same Colonel Otto Buscher that Erika personally thanked in her video about Romanian Angels. Now to be clear, there are no articles mentioning Lorie France or Erika in connection to these allegations against Colonel Buscher. But at the same time, it's hard to ignore all these coincidences. But here's another weird coincidence. Tyler Boyer, the COO of TPUSA, and the man who introduced Charlie to Erika, also went to Romania in 2011 for some unknown reason.
In 2011, Tyler Boyer also went to Romania to work with the Romanian government. I am still trying to determine exactly what he was doing with them.
So why does Romania keep popping up in all of this? Is it really just a coincidence? Or is there more to it? Especially when Romania has also been named in past reporting about where Epstein allegedly sourced his victims. After some new Epstein court documents were recently unsealed, people started digging through the financial records, and that's when they noticed a money trail that leads to Romania. According to U.S. court filings connected to the civil case involving JP Morgan Chase and Epstein, more than $30,000 was transferred to an account at Banca Transylvania. The identity of the account holder has been redacted, but the bank and the city are clearly listed in the documents, and this information was reported on by Romanian media, citing those same U.S. court filings. And Romania doesn't just show up once in those Epstein records. It comes up more than that. The documents also state that a large number of Epstein's victims girls were recruited from Eastern European countries, and Romania is specifically named among them. So is all of this really just another coincidence? At some point, there are too many strange details piling up to brush everything off as pure conspiracy. And honestly, if Erika and her mother were just upfront about who they are, people probably wouldn't be digging this deep in the first place. But instead, they keep covering their tracks and changing their personal details. Take this one example alone. In Lorie France's divorce records, Erika's birthday is listed as November 22nd. But when you look at Erika's Wikipedia page, it says her birthday is November 20th. So why change your date of birth by 2 days? This makes absolutely no sense, unless someone is intentionally muddying the waters or trying to throw people off, but that's not all. Lorie has also been exposed for allegedly using different names and hiding her true identity. Some legal documents list her name as Lori Ann Stanley, while Erika has been on record saying her mom's name is Loretta. So who is this woman really? Was she given a stolen identity? This raises so many questions. And one of those questions is whether all of this could be part of a larger psyop that Charlie was pulled into without even realizing.